these type of interviews right here at 9:18 on this 31st day of May. I got to preview this while Mike's getting ready here. I have been to Mac's convenience store for months since I started this show, and I have seen this bottle everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And I thought, how just cool of a bottle. The label's awesome. And then I find out, well, I might know the guy that's behind all this. Mike, how are we doing this morning, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. And you know a couple people behind it, so nobody does anything alone.
Yeah.
So me and Ben, Ben wanted to create a bottle series and like a barrel series for coffee. Ben is obviously deep in the coffee with the all the Germania locations. So I'm going to hand you this cup. So it should be diluted pretty good because the bottle is the coffee is sold. This is a cold brew that they do. We do it in a commercial kitchen. It's all regulated and done.
Let me show them this bottle. This is the coolest damn label. I think. Look at that. I will have to get we're getting our producer and camera in next week, so that'll change. But I just love this. So what was the idea behind this? Was it just something you saw a necessity for? Or?
Well, a couple things. One, I travel and I sell my own cigars everywhere, right? So I wanted to take something to elevate the experience of even having cigars there. So I can't really do alcohol. I can't do liquor because different states have different distribution. Right. So I met the guys at Minas Espresso, and they are fantastic. And we started talking about doing a barrel series. So I got with Secondhand Barrels in Godfrey, and then SHB had barrels that were wine barrels in France. They shipped over here stateside, and then a big bourbon company used the wine barrels to finish their bourbon. And then Ryan got barrels, and I bought the barrels from him. So they're still wet. They still have all the aroma. So the way the coffee beans work is the beans are hand-picked, hand-sifted, hand-dried in Brazil. Then they are shipped here. Then they go into the barrel, and the barrel rotates for 3.5 weeks. Wow. So these beans are dried out, and now they're going to absorb everything that was in that barrel. So once 3.5 weeks comes, we empty the barrel out, then we roast the beans. This is the ground version.
Oh, wow.
So
it smells amazing.
Yeah. So the notes that you should pick up from it is going to be the bourbon, the fruit, and then when you drink this, a little harder than that. So I diluted yours because you're like, I'm not a big coffee guy. But if you enjoy a bourbon and you enjoy a wine and you want to have a cigar with it without having the alcohol, that's where all this comes into play.
Man, that's perfect. So take me through this. If somebody's never had a cold, how do you do this? Is it just you drink it like normal? Or no shooters or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and especially this is, since it's reminiscent of the bourbon, it's reminiscent of a wine.
Wow.
Thank you.
I really like this.
So what was funny is I gave beans to Ben and his brother. They cold brewed some. I said, don't try them. I want to see your reaction. So we sit down at the cigar shop at like 8 in the morning, and we're cracking open the first bottle. And they said, and which is the biggest compliment ever, is when you have coffee guys that go, that's the best cold brew we ever had.
Oh, I'd say so.
So Ben's gears started turning, and then we went through a couple different bottle shapes to pick one. That's about the 5th barrel that I tried different recipes with, and as far as recipes being, different barrels are going to give different taste.
Yeah.
So we finally found, and we did a straight bourbon barrel. We did a local from Old Harold barrel. We did a local barrel from Branson. So I did a couple local ones that were just straight bourbon. And it was, and the taste comes across, but it's just so much bourbon. I mean, it's a lot of bourbon, almost overpowering.
Gotcha.
So what you're getting is a beautiful bean that has no chemicals on it. It is clean. There's no bitterness.
Yeah.
So if you drink it concentrate, you can get a little bitterness because that's what it is concentrate.
Well, right.
But Ben designed, so the only thing I picked was, since my last name is Weller, all Weller bourbons are in a round bottle.
Gotcha.
So the first barrel series, since these are my beans in his cold brew, I got to pick the bottle. So so it's been a beautiful collaboration with them. They run a fantastic business.
Do. Yeah.
I love hanging out with them. I went to Ben's wedding. Like it's where it's more than just doing stuff locally. Like you really become friends.
Yeah.
And so you do really cool stuff when you start putting great minds together.
Well, and see, that's what I think is so cool about this. This wasn't, that is really good. This is my first experience with cold brew, and I'm telling you what, it's a win. And I mean that. What I think is so cool, like what you just said, you guys just had a passion for something, thought, your friends, you just had an idea, and it wasn't this, let's make $1 million thing. It's just, let's see what happens. And that's what I think is really cool about what you're doing with this.
Right. And it's been so much fun to, so I did an event in Peoria last week or the week before, and I took some cold brew up. And what was really nice was I took some just to pour like I did here. And so they're buying cigars, we're doing meet and greets and everything else. And I was like, hey, would you like to try my cold brew? And it's like this, it's just these beans and some water. And that's all we're drinking. There's no sugar. There's nothing in it except for beans and water.
Now, is that serious? I didn't realize that's all the concoction.
Yeah, just the beans that have aged in a barrel, and then a cold brew process, and then bottled up.
Now, when you're doing this and you're putting it in a barrel, does like temperature, does air quality, does all that go into play?
So much like cigars, you got to keep the barrels at a certain percent humidity.
Okay.
You don't want to have any kind of cultures introduced, or you don't want to give anything any legs to grow, right? So you need to keep it somewhat cool, like 65 degrees, but the humidity around the same, so that way the barrel stays as it should. Because when wood shrinks, then you're going to lose all that flavoring, all that aroma. So it was really neat to see the process that Minas had come up with, and to work things through, to try different barrels. This is months in the making. That's why I asked before we went on, did I have coffee? Because I've been working on this so long.
Well, you just were bringing it up, and I thought, and you were almost there. It was like a couple of weeks away, and it's like, I even told myself, I'm like, damn, why didn't we do that in 3 weeks? It all works out now. Now, I have questions coming in out of the wazoo on this text line. Okay. So where can we, the biggest majority of them is, where can I get this?
So the cold brew, the beans, and the ground are all sold at the AP Cigar in Alton. There's also, you'll see, if you see this bottle, I don't know where your camera is, but if you see this bottle anywhere for sale, like Mac's Corner Store, I believe State Street Market made a couple cocktails with it. CJ's Juicery is making the boba tea with it, which is freaking amazing.
I heard nothing but great stuff about that, man.
I had to go try it, and then I was like, well, that tastes better than the cold brew itself. It's so good, but it's got sugar and stuff, everything. Right. Sugar makes everything better.
Are you a Bubba guy anyway? Or?
Not so. I've done it. I've had it a few times. I used to go to Central West End.
Gotcha.
When there wasn't a lot of options here for it. So, I've gone out of my way to have, to have it. But it's nice that she's doing it here. She does a great job. She's fantastic.
Well, what I think's great is everything you do is really a collaborative effort. There's always different, you have so many, your community of friends and business owners all come together to do some really cool things that, aren't about, let's throw up, 500 grand or let's make $1 million off. It's seriously just to do some really awesome things with the community.
I think it's because the community wants it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The community, because we're all in the same boat. Every single one of us. We're all in the same boat. So it's the more we work together, it really becomes easier and easier. And it's because if CJ says, "Oh yeah, this is from the cigar shop," well, that's a little bit less advertising I have to tell somebody else. So and if I say, hey, if you want to try something amazing with this, walk over to CJ's and grab. And the fact that we're at the proximity of all of us.
That's what makes it cool.
It's beautiful. I left 1 second before I was supposed to be here. I walked across the street pretty much. So, I woke up at 8:45. And I'm still here at 9:20 after a shower. So, I love it,
Well, and that's what I think's great. And everybody's person, like you, Ben's, and CJ's, all these businesses, really, you guys love being here, and you can see it. It's not just, we're just opening the doors and here you go, know?
And I think that those people, and there'll always be those people too. Yeah, and those people kind of weed themselves out. They don't get, it's hard to work with them. It is. So I love doing everything I can with different small businesses and trying to make, just everyone's life a little bit easier in the small business community. So that's always the plan.
Absolutely. And now, with that being said, let me read through a couple more of these. I got to get this. So we have it's on the computer, but my computer's down. So when it's down on the computer, we have an app that flips it over for me.
I was going to play on my phone today, too.
Let's see. This one from the 314. How long of a process start to finish?
So, I mean, after the beans get here, after the beans get in the barrel, it's 3.5 weeks. To roast it, we can roast 200 pounds in about a day, like a full day's work. We're roasting in 200 pounds. So we have one roaster. So if there's something in the queue before us, but, you know, it's the travel time. So it's really neat to, like, I've shook hands and, like, in Brazil they're wearing AP Cigar shirts.
No way.
Yeah, so I mean it's not, the community vibe isn't just downtown Alton, you know, it's like they're literally, you know, and I rock their stuff. I mean, it's just it's been a beautiful thing. If I know that somebody needs quality beans that are, you know, do we have the organic sticker? No, we don't have, you know, whatever the cost is for the federal government. Right. But do I know for sure that we don't put anything on these beans? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's the same guys doing it.
Well, and what I think's cool is, like you just said, the blueprint for AP, you know, a cigar expanded with shirts, and people are wearing shirts in Brazil. To me, it adds to a bigger component, because the more people start seeing the AP cigar and Alton memorabilia everywhere, you know, they're eventually going to come in and have to check this out.
Oh, sure. And it's, what's really neat is, you know, it's not so much like, I love doing that branding, you know, but I'm telling you, you know, we're starting to pick up on our busy season now, you know, like last week or so, and it's again all tourism. So like I couldn't, not all, we have our regulars, right?
Sure.
But 50% of the people that walk in that cigar shop, because the sign basically just says cigar.
Yep.
My logo, my name, everything else didn't really matter. I wanted people that were coming into town to know what I sold. And then those people with that smoke cigars are on just, you know, you thought, like, I'm a community guy here. The cigar community is beyond even what I can do in this town.
Wow.
They are, if you see a cigar shop, you're a cigar guy, you're pulling in and you're going to go meet the people. You're going to go smoke a cigar there. You're going to go patronize it, because there's very few cigar lounges left.
Yep.
Especially in Southern Illinois.
I was going to ask you that, actually, because it seems like you're one of, every time I typed in, you know, smoke shop or cigar, it was very rare you actually saw a cigar lounge.
So I don't know if you know, but you're sitting with royalty. I'm number one in Alton. I'm the only one.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, don't jump on the punchline yet.
Pretty sure I'm the only one. I'm number one in Madison County. I got to change numbers to, you know, from only to numbers. So instead of being the only one in Madison County, I'm number one in Madison County.
There you go.
So, you know, and that's because due to population, due to tax rate, due to everything that is absolutely horrendous in doing business in tobacco in the state of Illinois. But what's beautiful about where I'm at in Alton is you know, if anybody wanted to come to Alton to do business, property is really affordable.
Yep.
If you're in the in the entertainment district down here, the amount of tourism we get still blows my mind, because I grew up here.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how many people come into town for the, do you know, during the pub crawl, there was a Vespa meet from Vespas from all around the country were meeting here.
Oh, no way. I did not know that.
So I kept seeing Vespas everywhere, 50s, 60s, 1970s Vespas. And, you know, people dressed up the part, right? And they're riding around on Vespas going basically from downtown Alton in the hotels to Grafton. And then, you know, going around. And so they stop in, because if you're a cigar guy, you're going to come get a cigar.
Well, right.
If you're a cigar guy, you want to hang out with the other cigar guys.
Right.
Because now if you enjoy the same hobbies, a lot of times you'll know where the good food is, or you'll know where this is, or whatever. So I get to be the tourism information booth for everybody who enjoys cigars.
You're absolutely right about that too, because you're going to be talking. Hey, well, you guys know any place to? You know, I have the family with me. I got to meet them this afternoon. Where do I go? Well, here. You know,
one of my first questions is, are you guys from around here?
Yeah.
And then that's how I know what my tourism is. Are you guys from around here? And if it's a no, then I'm like, where are you guys from? So if they're from St. Louis, I have, you know, I can show them cigars that we, you know, are owned by St. Louis owned companies. If they're from out of town, I get really excited, because I get to show them something they don't see on the internet, they don't have in their local brick and mortar. And so I get to give them that experience. And it opens up the dialogue to, hey, have you tried this place? Have you been to Brownback?
Right.
You know, and how long are you staying for? What are you doing tonight? You know, like, you know, tomorrow is, Friday is River Dragons home opener.
That's right.
Let's push people to go out there to watch this game. So,
and meet the players tonight at Cat Daddy's.
That's right. That is tonight, 5-ish.
5:30.
5:30. So I'll be down here.
Yeah, we'll be.
I'll walk across the street.
Long
I had a
commute.
good time last year with it. So I was there last year. So
Well, it's just amazing, and that's what I think is so great about this town. I always tell people, if you're going to start a business here, you better love the community because you're going to be a part of it. You
have to be.
You guys are embracing of all the new businesses that walk in. And I was going to ask you this last time and didn't. Is there ever been a thought in your mind that, maybe I should have, maybe I move, start the business somewhere else or start somewhere new? Is there any other place you'd rather be than Alton?
So I'll try and make this as short as possible.
Yeah, no worries.
So there's a Rosewood Heights location. It's current.
Right.
We have moved it now to Alton. So it is closed. It is moving. So in its place, we have Old Mississippi Sound House that was in Alton. They are now there. Plus, they're going to open up their own lounge for their customers, right?
Oh, wow.
So, but to try to shorten it up more, I always wanted this cigar shop right there.
Wow.
Always right there. Mac offered me an awesome building inside his compound of awesomeness. I had a lot of, I own the building where RiverBend Yoga is. They could have went there. That building was, obviously Morrison's or that building, but one of those two, and Morrison's are killing it, so I don't need to, I can't wait for them. So but I wanted that. The only reason Rosewood Heights ever opened was because I got bored and tired of waiting to open in that location. So 202 State's always been the plan. 202 State has been the plan for the last 8 years. So I was super worried that I'd be let down. I was so scared that all this buildup in my head of how great it would be would just fall, and disappoint me. It has exceeded everything I ever expected.
That's just incredible. Because there's nothing more nerve-wracking, too, when you have this vision and you're, it's like days are going by and it starts getting, further and further away.
And it's just... We're 1 year in. We opened May 7th last year. So we're a year and a few weeks in, and it's been, and it opened kind of how I expected.
Yeah.
The last few weeks has been absolutely just crazy. Beautiful weather. Our industry is so weather driven.
I bet, yeah.
You're not playing golf if it's a thunderstorm, so you're not going to be smoking cigars. You're not on the patio if it's snowing, so you're not smoking cigars. So this weather starts our peak season, and we'll run until December, January. And so it's exciting for me because I've been selling cigars for 7 years. We opened in 2016, and so now I'm so excited to bring new products in. To where, because we have the amount of volume of customers to showcase more amazing cigars. So I'm actively seeking something wild to bring in all the time.
That's just incredible. And by the way, on Sunday, I was on the golf course for the first time this year.
Nice.
Oh my God, it was terrible. I even thought about it. I go,
Shankosaurus Rex.
Oh my God, it was. I shot at 115 at Rolling Hills. Wow. I mean, I had to try. It was
how's your golf score higher than my bowling score? That is crazy.
Well, I even said, I don't know if you watched the Cardinals. It was like watching Steven Matt's pitch. It just got worse as the day goes on. Anyway, I got some more questions. We got to take a break, pay the bills. We'll come back 9:36 in the heart of the RiverBend.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the RiverBend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the RiverBend. The Eagle, the RiverBend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the RiverBend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name.
9:37, a little bit of change on this 31st day of May. I just can't believe we're almost all the way through this month. It just flew right on by, Mike.
Really is. Crazy fast.
I'm telling you what, we are back with more cold brew. I'm loving this. I think you got me off of energy drinks.
No, what you're drinking is delicious. That definitely works every single time.
I'm telling you what's funny is, they don't want me to say this. I was seeing somebody's brother walking out to Mac's convenience store who, the brother might own a coffee shop that you might have worked on that cold brew with.
Sure.
The conversation of C4 jet fuel came up, and I'm telling you what, you want to feel like you can take a bullet or two.
There's something about that tingle from all that
You're
niacin.
right. I'm telling
It's
you.
like, oh, it's time to go. I love that feeling.
It's funny. I really just told somebody that I think it might have been Josh or Luis. I was talking to him the other day, and I said, when I'm drinking that C4, it's like the SpongeBob episode where he's pumping the teddy bears. It's like,
you're up and going. Yeah.
I'm telling you what. So I was going to ask you, and that's why before I even knew about, the coffee really hitting the ground running, about summer and hot weather and smoking, because to me, I was always curious when you came on the last time, is it like beer where, warmer weather, lighter beer, or...
Oh, on the cigar side?
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's kind of. So for guys like me, so I'll smoke 2, 3, 4 a day, right? Mm-hmm. And so I have a morning-ish cigar, I'll have an evening-ish cigar. And then the middle cigar or two will be kind of just whatever I would ate or what I'm drinking at that time. So if it's just water, which normally it is, right? It's coffee or cold brew in the morning, I get a lighter cigar because I have a more pungent flavor profile that I'm sipping on. If I'm drinking like a 115 proof, Yellowstone or something,
right?
Then I might go with a lighter cigar at that point. So a lot of times I'm one of those weird guys. I don't like to drink anything when I eat food.
Me too. Actually, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
that's
so
funny.
because I want to taste this. I don't want to change unless I'm doing like a palate cleanse or whatever. But so in the summertime, it's cigars is what's great about them is you can smoke the darkest cigar. That doesn't mean it's going to be any heavier.
Really?
Yeah. So it's just going to smoke differently. It's going to have different flavor profiles. And then normally, I watch customers, again, for the last 7 years this time, right?
Right.
And 4 or 5 years the time before. But I watch customers, they'll get on a stick, and then I love it when they start to switch off something else. And I'm like, how long has that been? And it's like 3 months, 6 months. And then your palate gets kind of bored of that. We don't go to, I love Gentleman's, right? I can't go to Gentleman's every day,
Right.
So, no matter how good it is, I can't go there every day. I can't. What's nice is I go into Mac's and I just say whatever the special is because it's something different than I had, right? So what's great is, just watching somebody's their palate change, their desire for a different flavor profile, all that changes. So the heat doesn't really matter. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, wintertime, let's drink Guinness.
Right, exactly.
Just give us something real thick. We're out in the summer, let's, give me a natty light if I'm on the lake or something, right? So, yeah, no, I'm with you there with that, but cigars don't really follow that too much at all.
That's really fascinating, man. Well, I'm glad we talked about coffee because that was the whole point of my conversation. Well, and what I think is cool, you brought up a really fascinating point to me, and that's seeing someone's palate change. And now with you and how passionate you are with the cigars, is it kind of one of those things where you're seeing somebody's, kind of, I guess, journey into cigars kind of blossom too?
I've watched so many evolutions where they come in and they want to... Smoking the cigars isn't the cigar, it's their leaves that are rolled up in a certain blend, and then you light them and smoke them, neat. You don't even inhale them. So, there's no like, we're not you don't get a nicotine buzz unless you accidentally inhale. Then you're going to suffer.
You're going to feel bad for a little bit.
You're going to know. Everybody's going to know. You're going to cough so loud. But the point of it is to, what are you doing then?
Yeah.
What are you doing while you're smoking? I think I said that last time I was on. Man, it's just BSing with people. Like, I learned about all the Vespas over a cigar.
That is so
from a
cool.
guy from Wisconsin. You know, it's one of those things that pulls everybody together no matter what. So,
You're right.
Yeah, so I love watching, but I've watched people come in to join the hobby, and then I'll start with a flavored cigar, something that's got rum, cherry, just any, you know, pick a fruit. They're all out there, and they'll go from that to then they'll get into something with some infusion of oils and botanicals, and then they try a traditional one, and then. That's the whole point of a cigar shop. It's kind of the whole point of life, right?
Yeah.
Try one and then try another one. It might be better or worse. It doesn't matter. At least you tried it and you weren't scared.
Exactly. You're right.
So go for the extra one. Try it out. Maybe it's the next best thing you ever had.
Yeah.
So do you get the same thing at
Oh,
McDonald's?
absolutely. No, God, no.
Like even McDonald's, everything tastes the same. You still can't buy the same thing.
You're right, because I'm one of the...
I was close.
Almost.
Oh.
I was...
Stupid coffee.
I was thinking that the other day, because you're right. I mean, you can judge a person, and not judge, but you can tell a lot by a person based on what they're ordering. You know, very rarely have I seen somebody every day bring the same thing in.
Right.
You never see that.
No, because that's the guy that'll come in and then like everybody disappears.
Yeah.
If he brings the same bologna sandwich in every single day, don't be friends with that guy.
No.
Or maybe be really great friends with that guy so you are safe.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I wasn't going to say it,
I'm not saying it either. But yeah, so I mean, your palate should change. You should want to be adventurous, and not just in cigars, not just in a coffee, just in everyday life, man. Just do something fun.
Well, and I'm telling you what, I was thinking about this during the break. Your shop is the perfect aesthetic for what you're doing too. The town, the setup on the hill is perfect. You're bringing in tourists in the summer months, man. I mean, that's
8 years.
That's
8 total years waiting for that.
It's a painting in itself.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
it really is.
No, thanks.
And I know you worked really hard for it. And I'm sure, is there anything else coming down the pipeline we need to hit on real quick?
Let's do a couple local Alton things.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know who else you have coming on or whatever, but we do have the car show coming up in June 11th, since tomorrow is June. The day before is Saturday, and it's going to be Saturday Stogie. And this is such a cool group. And then, so it's a group of people on Facebook, and it's called Saturday Stogie. Feel free to look it up and ask to join. It's not my group. But we did the first one last year, and I was so embarrassed, right? I don't even know if I had like chairs, because they're like, hey, let's come, because it's a group of people from all over the whole bi-state area. They pick one cigar shop every month, and then they all just flood that cigar shop.
Oh, wow.
When I tell you this community in cigars is stronger than what we even have here, it's really the truth. They will travel hours to spend money, to hang out, to check out the whole vibe of that town. So last year we did it, and I didn't want to. I told them, hey, I'm like, I don't have enough seats. We'll bring chairs. I don't even have a refrigerator. We'll bring coolers. We don't have it. Every excuse they had a rebuttal. We're coming to support you. And I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, none of my chairs would come in. None of my couch.
My God,
I wasn't really ready, right?
Oh, shoot.
So 30 people stayed all day long, right? And there's more that came and went. We absolutely had just a huge blast. I walked them around town. I showed them where this corner store was. So like Mac gets money. We got food from different places down here. So, State Street's got a to-go license. They sold a couple bottles of wine, and it was everything it was supposed to be. You're never really ready, right?
No.
Like, you want the best foot forward. And I'm like, I just got the door cracked open, man. Like, don't judge me, And so I talked to them at another event another month later, and they're like, man, everybody's talking about that event. It was such a great event. Like,
man, that's cool.
And it's just but it's not me. It's not the cigars. It was literally the whole vibe of downtown.
You're right.
And so that made the event so much more amazing. So now you can go get a guest house in town, or you can go get a guest house in Grafton. If you're going to drive 2 hours to come to an event here, now we're helping all these other places just as much,
and
right?
To me, that's true economic impact, because we see projections and stuff, and I always, look at it, right? I think you and I feel the same way over those numbers.
Sure.
But to me, what you're doing is real economic impact, and what you all do. I mean, we all see, and I always tell people, I don't look at things of, oh well, there was this happening last weekend or this happened. I don't care about that, because for the 1% of people maybe doing some things they shouldn't be, there's there's the Caleb Lewis's, the Sarah McGivney's, all of you guys that are just putting all this work, Ben, Mac, you name it, that are doing this really just amazing, work to revitalize and, I guess just, maintain downtown forever,
I'm probably the oldest out of everybody you just mentioned. Right? no, but for real, I'm the oldest of age. Yeah. I think I'm the oldest person you mentioned, but I believe that like this generation, I'm throwing myself in with these younger people. We all have the same vision.
Yeah.
And the vision is, if you come to town and the town grabs you and pulls you in, then you're going to spend money in this town. Maybe you even want to live in this town.
Yeah.
I was with the Freak Show Deluxe people last night.
Yeah.
Yep. So
heard a lot about them.
I was with them last night because someone came from Missouri to be trained on how to do a bullwhip to knock something out of someone's hand. So their whole family, we're all sitting outside. We're having a beer. I actually stopped at the corner store. I posted on Facebook. I strapped a 24-pack to my motorcycle and then went to their house to hang out. But they cooked for these people from Missouri to bring them into town, and the amount where they live and the views they have, everything is there. This couple was just blown away about this town.
Wow.
So here's somebody who moved here in November. They moved to Alton in November, and they are drawing people in.
That's so cool.
Because there's people that know that tourism, entertainment is really what it's all about right now. And if we really grip that as a whole entire community, we don't freak out that the ripple is only half. If we don't freak out and just be grateful. Do you know this is half full?
Yeah.
CJ, that's half full.
So I didn't tell you this. I got just a beating on the text line that day because I was the one going, who the hell cares? It looks nice. Let it be.
Your other option is there's nothing on it.
Exactly.
It didn't cost one naysayer any money.
No.
We raised that money at Alton Main Street.
Exactly.
That's from everybody. Last Saturday, I'm up at 6 putting together the information booth.
Yeah.
Putting together everything out at the farmer's market. Why? Because I care. There's no photo of me doing it.
No.
I'm not bragging about it.
Wait, you don't have a plaque on the building that says set up?
I got to get like my, the little pictures on the monitor, showing how great Mike is. No,
right.
I know nobody cares.
Well,
but why, it's amazing that like you want to start something over something you probably will never even look at.
Right.
B, what was beautiful for me was what the artist is there. I took one of my elderly cigar customers up and I showed him and I introduced him to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, when's the next time you're going to meet a world-renowned artist? Do you know that's the first street he's ever done?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when he did it last year, that was the first time. He's never done anything on the street. He was asked to put it on the street. It's not his fault.
No.
Right? So, and then how do we know what it's going to do until it does it?
Well, and two, it's one of those things, it's a goddamn painting. I mean, it's a painting. Out of all the things that are going wrong in the world, that is the least of my concern. And I think it's amazing that at least, we have somebody putting in the effort to add something unique and add some character to something.
These same people that'll complain that there's too many bees around downtown because of all the beautiful flowers that are growing in the beds. Like, well, it just seems a little, it smells a little too pretty around here. You're not part of the solution, and that's okay. Just stay home on your keyboard. We appreciate you staying out of our way.
You give us some engagement. That's all we care about. Anyway, with that being said, by the way, it's also the same people where it's still, the sun's shining, but it's too bright outside.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So what else is coming down the pipeline before I let you go?
Right, so Saturday Stogie is June 10th. Car show in downtown.
Yep.
It's going to be June 11th. That's going to be, I think,
really cool stuff.
I think there's even going to be. I've talked to a couple guys that that own other cigar shops around St. Louis that have fancy old cars, and I think we're going to get a couple of those guys.
Really
scheduling done. Hopefully everybody gets up here. That's the community that I work in. The industry is barely an industry. It's really just a group of guys who are really going for it. And so, there's other cigar shops that will literally come to hang out. at my cigar shop.
That's so cool, man.
And I do the same. I go to their cigar shops, not just to sell my products, but just to kick it and hang out.
That is what I love about that.
Yeah. And around here, you could find, back in the day when everybody was a little bit younger, but you could find Mac or Cat or Eddie or anybody at other bars.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, wait a minute. What do? You take them out of their element, and so, but that's what we used to do here.
Well, and that's what was so funny the other day. I had some St. Louis sports guys come in because we do the sports reports and stuff, and I said, well, come visit me at Johnson's. I always always show people Johnson's first and work our way down, and they go, oh my, is that Eddie Scholler? It's like, yeah, that's Eddie. He's right over there. Oh my God! But to us, I mean, we just see each other.
I see him at GB Grill and I'm having breakfast.
It's just,
we all got to eat. We all have to go have a dinner.
Right.
Sometimes we don't want to cook at home or eat at our own place because why? We need some variety.
We do.
Yeah, and it's nice to go out and it's nice to I tell you, I've had amazing service downtown.
Oh my God, yeah.
I can't believe how fantastic. I hear people in the industry. They're always, like, I can't get anybody to work. Every time I go to Max, I'm in, I'm out. The food is good. Everything is fantastic. State Street Market. If you can find nicer people in the industry, I'll buy you a cigar because you can't.
No,
everybody down here is just on their game right now, minus a corner or two. But whatever, we're getting. They weed themselves out.
They do.
It's no point in doing anything except for staying in our lane.
You're absolutely right, because I keep telling people the more that you guys go and try to shake the boat, the worse it gets for you. Just wait. Time will fix all. Heal all wounds. If you put that
much energy into fixing yourself and what you're doing, then it won't even matter no matter what they do. No, they could be great.
You're right.
But by the time they're great, you're amazing.
You're absolutely.
So just stay in your lane.
Yep. And that's why I tell people, what's funny is before I move on here, when I first started in radio like 6 years ago, the first show I did was a veteran show and a real estate show. That guy was a little wackadoo. But the other one was a financial show. And his name's Bob Hardcastle. He still does it every Sunday. Really great guy. And I asked him, well, what about, asked him about financial advice. He goes, stay in your lane. And I swear to you, the next day I'm going on 270 and I look over, I'm like, this guy's driving a Hummer, this old guy. I'm like, what the hell? It's Bob Hardcastle driving in the middle lane, going 75 and not bothering nobody. And that's like, that is a financial guy that lives by his advice. Yeah. Stay in your lane. You don't need to pass nobody. Just do you.
If everybody minded their own small business when it came to actually running it, just mind your own small business, but promote everybody else.
Yep.
And just say what is great.
Yeah.
We all have bad experiences everywhere.
Every day.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is that just support the ones that support you?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I really am.
And that's why downtown and Broadway and this whole city is, I think, really turning.
I do too.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Like you see it, and there's people walking around that you never see walking around.
No, and for a while, people were scared to come down. About 10 years, there was a point.
I grew up in this town.
Well,
we didn't hang out on Broadway. We were kind of hellions back in the day, and we still didn't mess with Broadway. Broadway was all the steel workers. Broadway was whatever the oldest profession in the, So yeah, I was getting there.
Call now, pay later.
But right. So and we thought we were tough kids, right? And we still didn't mess with Broadway.
Right.
And then I watch now, and there's like people putting their dogs in strollers. I don't even know why dogs go in strollers, but they're in strollers walking around Broadway. It's a beautiful thing for me, and it's it's in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. I got to watch that in my lifetime. I watched it be cool. Kind of a cesspool turn into a really beautiful spot. So and that's, you can hate the big lawyer in town that's spending money. You can hate Mac because he's buying buildings and doing stuff. You can hate everything. But really, it takes every single one of those people. Yep. And if, do you think Simmons worries about what anybody else does?
Well, hell no.
He's got his mission plan.
Yeah.
I got my mission plan. We're all on our mission.
Well,
Get it done.
I'll take it a step further. I always tell people, because I'm voice my opinion. If I think something I don't think it's perfect, I'll let people know. Maybe you do something a little bit different. But I'm still supportive. I don't degrade it. It's just, I don't see that part, but good. Here's what I say. If you don't like it, then do something about it. Right. These people are the ones putting in the effort and putting in the work. They have a mission. They're going to achieve it. Here's what they want to do. And if, you want to add to it, great. If you want to do your own thing, great. But just, if you aren't going to do anything, then sit down.
I reached out to Sarah. I said, hey, I got some time. I'm going to be closing this store. I'm going to be moving it here. I have a great shop manager.
Yeah.
I go, I want to get more involved in helping other businesses. So now I am.
Yeah.
I'm learning, and so it's amazing. Like, they're like, yeah, come in. And I'm like, oh, I don't belong here. I do, I'm kind of wild, and then it's like, so I'm trying to learn these, like how to help, what we can do to help. And so it's been fantastic. So I do all the Main Street stuff as much as I can. And they just take me under their wing. They're showing me all this cool stuff because it's not, and it's all volunteer. There's no pay there.
No.
But you don't have to join an organization. I don't know. Pick up the 7 cups in front of your house.
Thank you.
And then, if your neighbor did it, holy cow, we have a clean city.
Yep.
We have a clean city.
I'm right there with you. All right, so Car Show is June the
11th,
and then the Stogies is June the 10th, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be that Saturday Stogies. It's going to probably run 11 to 9. You come and go as you please.
Right here at the store.
Right here at the Alton store at 202 State. I am bringing a little bit of flair from Rosewood Heights down.
Woo!
We have sweet little things. They make these Mexican chocolates and these little pie bombs, bro. And
I've heard so much actually about those, and I heard they're almost,
they're addictive.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. It doesn't fit with my bicycling. But so I actually asked her to make mini pie bombs so I could at least have 2. But we're gonna bring a little Rosewood Heights down because they're a fantastic family. They're doing great things up there, and so I wanted to show 30, 40, 50 St. Louis people a little something that's not right there.
Yeah.
So, we're going to buy food and have different shops, have food down there and everything else. But yeah, I that's my treat to the whole event is you get some chocolate after a cigar is pretty phenomenal. So.
Without a doubt. And hey, Mike, I really appreciate it. I always tell Mike, 10, 15 minutes. We'll talk for 50. What the hell? And
we went long today.
We did. That's okay. Yeah. But I got a question for you. You guys have about 12 hours. Shop local, RiverBender.com to save on season tickets for Alton Little Theater. Another great organization. They're celebrating 90 years this time around.
My daughter was in a play a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, Fame.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they do a segment twice a month on this show called Theater Thursday. We go look at stuff. And this time around, tomorrow, we're talking all things Monty Python Spam-A-Lot. They're doing their first performance of the 90th seasons, this big production.
Nice.
They're having a rabbit that looks like a Trojan horse built for this thing.
Oh.
I got to go see it, man.
Now, when it's done, do we take it to the riverfront, set it on fire?
Well, I don't know.
Burning, man. Oh.
Because, we got people that are offended by paint. What are they going to do with the rabbit,
Yeah. What is this the year of the rabbit?
I think you're right. It is.
Is it?
I think
last year's year of the rat.
Maybe it's the year of the pig. I don't know.
We're close.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Let's just set something on fire on the riverfront.
There you go. I like it. And you know what? You can watch Alton Little Theater performers light that stage on fire all summer long, all year long, with 5 great shows. And you can hear Lee Cox and I talk about it on the first and last Thursday of each month. For ticket information, altonlittletheater.org.
And go there. Their venue's awesome.
Oh, I'm telling you
what.
what.
It's a fantastic place.
It really is. And they just redid the lights. All the grids are brand new.
Nice.
Oh, it looks cool. Mike Weller, thank you for your time, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Really appreciate it. On this 31st day of May, it's 9:59. A quick break. Rob Honky joins us next.